Have you gone a bit mad?
No, I haven't. And actually,
Okay.
I was listening to a few things that you were saying to camera a minute ago, like step back from the fence and a few things like that. This is one of the common misconceptions that people have about the wolves. I've just been to Wolf Watch UK, which is a beautiful sanctuary in the UK. Wolves are really, really scared of people. They won't come near anyone. They won't be in your garden. They won't be staring at you. Even the wolves at the Wolf Conservation Trust, you can get up really close to. They're very lovely. They're wolf ambassadors. Wolves over many, many years, of course, going back hundreds of years, have been persecuted for the wrong reasons. They're incredibly gentle animals. If they were to go back into the wild, you wouldn't see them. They'd be gone.
You say they're gentle. They are still predators. They are still
Yes, they are,
carnivores,
but they're not
and
man-eaters.
they will still eat
that?
livestock. And if they're hungry, why
Yes.
would they not attack?
They would.
if they're in a
They
group?
would eat the odd lamb, but of course they've moved in.
Or cat? Or dog.
That is
I mean,
true.
look at
Yes.
what we feel about foxes.
Yes.
There was a point where you only really saw foxes in the countryside, and they were very scared.
Yeah.
And usually, often the poor things were being hunted.
You won't get wolves in
themselves.
towns. They're completely different to the foxes. Foxes are used to going through bins and everything like
Well,
that.
they are now.
Yeah, but no, wolves
they
would
weren't
never.
before.
No, wolves are completely different to
Okay.
that. I can absolutely promise you that.
So Anneka seems to think, Andrew, that actually the wolves will look after themselves. They might kill the odd lamb here or there, but they're not any threat to us as humans or the way we live. Well, how do your farmers feel about it?
They're very concerned. I think that would be probably the understatement of the day. Any talk of reintroducing wolves. There was a wolf in Norway last year, and in the space of 4 months, the official figures are it killed 300 lambs in the space of 4 months. So they will kill sheep and lambs. They're far easier to hunt down than deer or any other natural predator, and they will kill more than they need to eat. Their hunting instinct will take over if they are in the middle of a flock of sheep. So our members have real concerns. I think it would have a psychological impact, not just on farmers, but anyone also out in the countryside, and it would probably also have an impact on other wild species, things like wild cat or capercaillie, that are under threat at the moment, which we're ploughing millions of pounds into trying to protect, and which the wolf would no doubt go after as well.
So what's the environmental argument for them then? Partly to control the deer population, which seem like very gentle creatures that we wouldn't mind too many of.
No, there's a gentleman up in Scotland called Paul Lister, he's very much for bringing back the wolf, for controlling the red deer population. Of course, as we know, the red deer are having to be shot in huge numbers right now in Scotland because they decimate all the little shoots from the trees that are growing. Now, what the wolf does is it keeps deers on the move. They move, they don't stay in one place for too long, and this is what helps regenerate trees. We've seen it in Yellowstone. You know, we all seen that amazing piece of footage where wolves change rivers, and the whole environment has changed, and the trees have come back, and other animals have moved back in. But Scotland is barren and it's stripped.
Well, I wouldn't agree it's barren. I think that's a bit of an overstatement. We've got millions of pounds.
Okay, so the interesting thing is you think that it's being overgrazed because there are all the sheep and deer, and they're being allowed to roam, and there is no natural. But Andrew's point is still that the sheep are going to be a lot easier to catch. And to kill than the deer,
I don't think they'll eat the cats. I think that is completely wrong.
I'm not sure the farmers are worried about the cats.
Yeah, well, he was saying about the wild cats a minute ago, and I really don't think that will be on their list.
So the idea would be you'd bring the wolves in, they would control the deers or change their pattern of behaviour, which would help our countryside return more to its normal state. And that would filter down through the food chain that we see other animals coming back. Is that the theory?
Yeah, the whole environment would regenerate itself. But I think at the moment, I think the thing that's important to get across is right now, it's not the right time to bring them back. We need to make a lot of changes. We want the farmers to be happy. We want people not to be scared.
So what would they have to do to protect their land?
I think it's land management, and I think it's subsidising the farmers in other ways so they feel comfortable.
This is something that's often thrown out. We could just subsidise people. How do we prove that that particular lamb or that particular sheep was killed by a wolf? You may not find it for a few days. By that point in time, you can't distinguish what killed it. We're putting a lot of effort into other types of conservation. There's a lot of tree planting going on in Scotland. So a lot of what Anneka's wanting is happening already. Our view is you don't need wolves to deliver this. There are a lot of other smaller things that we can do. And really, talking about wolves now simply polarises the debate. It's such a controversial subject that, as I would agree with Anneka, we need to build relationships. But leaping straight into talking about wolves, I think, will probably undermine the cause of reintroducing these
and
kind
also
of species.
I'm incredibly protective over the wolf, and right now if we were to plop it down and it was to be heavily managed or poisoned or shot or snared, I wouldn't want that at all.
Sure.
No. So it has to be the right time and it has to be the right environment, because we have the foxes are controlled, you know. I don't want to see that happen to the wolf. No. They mean a lot to
hunting,
me.
I think Anneka and her colleagues maybe need to think about this. The places where you have wolves and where you have hunting, there tends to be a degree of consensus around that. Hunting, if these species are ever going to come, and our position is we don't want them to, hunting is going to have to be part of the equation.
Crucial, yeah. Interesting stuff. We're out of time, sadly.
Well, we're all in agreement they're very beautiful, aren't we? I mean, they're wonderful creatures. Wow.
Just so compelling, isn't it? But it's quite chilling at the same time, as Anneka was saying, because of what we know from films and fairy tales.